think yet. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Welcome, everybody. Look at all your beautiful faces. I know we were just standing, but why don't we stand up again and look around at each other and welcome each other into this sacred space today. Of all the places. Look at all the love. Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead and have a seat and we'll get started. Or we'll just keep doing this. All right. Okay. That was beautiful. It's beautiful to see all of you connecting to each other. Welcome to the Rockies, the spiritual, what was this? The Unity Spiritual Center of the Rockies. I had a birthday party yesterday for my 3-year-old granddaughter, so I'm still in that 3-year-old consciousness. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to September. You know what this means. Summer is winding down. And welcome, Zoomies. We have a lot of Zoomies today. Look at that. Yes.
My goodness.
So they are as important and as present to this service as all the people sitting in these chairs today. So welcome, Zoomies. And for everybody, of all that you could have been doing today, here you are. And it's just so great to see you. Do we have any new visitors today? Anybody? Oh, I see somebody back there. Welcome. Yes. So we have Fellowship Hall afterwards, down the hall. Oh, we have another one? Hi, welcome. We love new visitors. And there's a visitor's table. And so after the service, feel free to sit down and you'll have all kinds of people coming over if you like and meeting you. And we just want to make all new visitors feel as welcome as possible. And thank you for including us in your spiritual journey. So our guest speaker today is Christina Allen. Her talk is Turning Towards the Good in Times of Change. Many of us know Christina, but for our visitors, here's some background. She was born in Switzerland. She's an architect. Her passion for metaphysics started here at Unity. She has a master's in spiritual and pastoral care from Iliff School of Theology. She's also a chaplain in hospice grief support. For the past 3 years, the teachings and practices of positive neuroplasticity as taught by Dr. Rick Hansen have inspired new depths in her journey. For her, they powerfully confirm and put into actionable steps, good word, what we teach here at Unity when we say thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. Christina.
Hello all. Oh, I'm feeling a bit spunky. You know what that means. Yay, I don't know. And I heard that Joe also feels spunky. So we may need to buckle up a little bit. I want to welcome all of you. I'm so pleased. I thought there would be kind of nobody here because of the holiday weekend and everybody enjoying this glorious Colorado weather and time. I also want to say hi to our Zoomies, and I see my sister and my aunt here, which moves me, of course, very much. So I'm glad that you're here. Also, all of you others. Oh, I'm singled out, my aunt and my sister. I'm pleased to have you here. So we will launch into a beautiful topic. And as you heard earlier, over the past 3 years, I have immersed myself in the study of neuroplasticity, and I feel confident enough now after that time to share over the next few months what I have learned. So I hope you will enjoy and cherish along with me getting actionable steps or getting practices, receiving really down to earth, practical practices to help ground more what we know to be true and what we wish to live into increasingly, to fully embody in this lifetime the gifts that we are and the truth that we are, the minds and the hearts and the hands of the divine that we are here to express fully and with kindness and with love. So I hope that this initial talk today will set us off in a nice way. Can you hear me well enough? I see Virginia. Is this volume good for all of you? Okay. All right. Thank you. Our monthly topic this September is community and change. We are on a global, on a personal, but also on this communal level, we are in the midst of change. And we want to do change, learn change with increasing resilience. We want to learn to be grounded enough to be able to take the blows of change or go along with whatever comes our way and continue to make grounded and informed decisions. I have chosen a quote today that is by Paul. It's a biblical quote. I mean, this doesn't happen very often. Maybe that's why I'm so spunky already. We don't quote the Bible here very often. And So I found this quote that Paul wrote to his budding early Christian community in about 61 of the Common Era. And it is written by him as he is incarcerated in Rome, awaiting his demise. And he writes his friendship letter. This is what it typically goes by, to this Philippian community. And in it, it's a beautiful letter, he writes this quote. Mark, can you put up the quote so you can read along with me? Finally, beloved, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is pleasing, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence and if there is any praise, think about these things. This was a community in change. He wasn't eating spaghetti and pizza in Rome. He wrote to a community that was in the midst of change, saying, turn towards the good. It is a cornerstone practice that has been promoted by the mystics and the sages over the millennia of time, to say, turn towards the good. It's a deliberate choice. It's a deliberate practice. What do we do when we do turn towards the good? So we turn, it means we focus our attention. We turn our open heart, our open minds towards what is present. And the good facts, the good, this isn't a moral judgment of what is good and what is bad. When I talk about the good, then we talk about that I think also Paul is capturing the essence of, that which is life-giving. That which is in alignment with our deeper knowing, with the deeper sense of connectedness and our grounding in spirit as we see it. In unity, when we talk about the good, I just want for you who are newer here, the good we see as the origin and the essence that imbues and underlies all creation, seen and unseen. Before we launch into music and the talk itself, so I hope we just know what the topic is today, I would like us to come, or try to come, as fully present here and in your homes, in your spaces, as you can. And I'm now part of the Y. I'm going to the Y, and they have this yoga class, chair yoga, where you do chair yoga. And they start each session with the breaths. And this community, mostly the elderly people, they love to exhale with deep moans. You go there like, we haven't done the moaning yet. It's just like, okay. And so what I would like to invite us, because it's actually really kind of sweet and fun and very visceral, to take 3 deep breaths and then exhale each one of them with a big, loud, if you dare, a loud exhale, a sigh, a moan, a groan, whatever it wants to be, so we can just, come fully present here. Shall we start?
Yeah.
All right. I see a smile. All right, shake it out, shake it out. We have gathered here as a spiritual community to share sacred space. As we settle in, we open our hearts, we open ourselves to the good that always awaits us in the sanctuary of our hearts, in the stillness.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. So I wrote this song partially about 4 months ago for a retreat that I was doing. It was about change. So I thought this was kind of cool. I finished it last night, I hope. We're walking, it is spring, a resting robin starts to sing. A week ago, when all was snow, we couldn't dream of any green. Now with sunlight streaming down, warming up this hopeful ground, a blade of grass, a gentle breeze, a pregnant squirrel perched in a tree. And change is good, and change is true. From skies of gray to endless blue, the turning earth, the breaking dawn, a nesting bird, a baby fawn, a pile of leaves turns into sun. Yeah, change is good, 'cause we're changing God. A winter, fall, the summer, spring, you tilt the world, it changes everything. And change your view, change your heart. And gratitude is a good place to start. And change is hard, and change is slow. You've come so far with a ways to go. You're feeling old, you're feeling weak, and you're getting strong. You're at your peak. This blessed journey we all are on. Yeah, change is hard, 'cause we're changing God. A tender touch, a burning love can change the world, because it changes us. The darkest night, an Easter morn, here comes the light, and we are born. And change is good, and change is proof that we are growing, that we can move. If something's wrong, you're not alone. Just sing your song and stumble home. A warming fire, a clearing fog. Yeah, change is good, 'cause change is God. Change is good. 'Cause change is God.
Am I alive? I am alive. Turning towards the good. Thank you. Wasn't that just a beautiful, beautiful? We all wanted to clap.
Thank
Ah,
you.
we can clap.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've been
Thank you,
we've
sir.
been advised to. Yeah. Sometimes it just doesn't do it, and especially when we feel spunky.
Got it.
Like,
Got it.
yes, yeah. So I want to talk about turning towards the good as a cornerstone practice that has been promoted over the millennia. We count our blessings. Gratitude is a great place to start. We look on the bright side, and I even had the life of Brian come to mind. For those who know the life of Brian, you know. And as we do all this, we know it. Why am I even here talking about it? We know it. That's what we could do. This is what would make us so happy. We would be so well if we could just notice, see, and take in all those amazing things that are abounding in our life every day, almost every moment. Yet we can't really stay there. We can't really live there. Do you know why? Have you ever considered why this is so hard? That the moment we have this really beautiful thing happening, there's this guy walking through and you go kind of like, hey, what is he doing here? Or you have this most beautiful little baby, oh, but the labor was so hard. Or you have, it's just, now that I'm really looking at this, I'm noticing it all over the place. We have a good fact, and before we know it, it's snapped away by that nagging worry. Yes, this is good, but. So this even has a name, and it is called the negativity bias. And some of you surely have heard about the negativity bias. It is normal to do that. We come wired that way. That's one of the things I have learned in the positive neuroplasticity training with Dr. Rick Hansen. Can we do the next slide, please? They're coming. There. Yeah. There, look at this. The negativity bias. Your brain is like Velcro for the bad, but Teflon for the good. Or your brain is like Velcro for the negative experiences, if you don't like the word bad, and it is like Teflon for the beneficial and positive experiences. Why? Because we come wired that way for our survival. If we're just laying around slap happy about how great everything is, we really put ourselves in danger. This is that we are constantly threatened in our animal nature. We learn primarily from negative experiences. Remember that first time you touched the hot plate? I'm never ever going to do that. Ooh, there's a hot plate. So we learn to recognize threats. And not only that, after we've learned all to identify and know how it feels like, not good, when we have bad things happen, we will also scan our environment like a big scanner all the time. Bah, there is a threat. There is something, you know. And that is why staying with the good is good, but slap happy is not good. So when we start to really recognize that this is what's constantly going on, I think, in our minds. I mean, do you recognize the negativity bias in you, in your awareness? Yes? Yeah. We create in some way, scanning, always being aware of our surroundings as we need to be and want to be. We can sometimes get into a pretty big amount of stress. Busy, traffic, you know, just all these things, and then things come at us, and we have busy lives, and we have worry, and this and that. So times of change are almost like the unpredictability on top of already everything that we are experiencing, and the worries and the inner stress that we already have is a breeding ground for anxiety, is a breeding ground for conflicts, tensions, you know, between people, and of course, always more stress. I mean, I think I'm describing what a lot of us are experiencing. This is normal. While we can say this is normal, it really doesn't have to be like that, because as a community and also as individuals, we are here because we recognize, and we have been for already a long time, have been taught the resources to work with our minds. This is what Paul is referring to. He says, finally, beloved, if there is any excellence and if there's any praise, think about these things. Positive neuroplasticity will go a step further. It wouldn't say think about these things as we are turning towards the good. So this is like the remedy to become more like Velcro for the good. Because the good stuff just kind of pearls off. Okay, this is a great walk, this is a great day, this is a great this, but we don't really let it land in us because it's just like Velcro. It's great, but let me focus here on what's not good. That when we do turn towards the good, we put our attention deliberately towards the beneficial. Not just think about it, but turn our attention towards that beneficial experience, the good. Experience, that's where the rubber hits the road. Experience the good viscerally and deeply. Let it land. Let it land inside of us. It's almost like it requires intentionality to let it land because, oh yeah, it's the Teflon. Oh yeah, it's okay. But to really let it land inside of us. And then, this is what neuroplasticity promises, is that one beneficial experience at the time, we start to rewire our brains. Because, like Unity has for a long time taught us, where we put our minds is where things will grow. When we put our minds, but not just the mind, our experience, our full experience towards the good. I'm having a really beneficial experience. Let me take a moment here. We do rewire our brain. That's a stop. This is studied. These are scientific facts. We do rewire our brains so we can increasingly become like Velcro for the good. So I think the Velcro for the good, I hope you walk out of here today and say like, I want to have a mind that is more like Velcro for the good. Oh, here I go again. Oh, that's the negativity bias. To be able to name it and to be able to say, it's normal. It's not that I'm bad, that I'm doing something wrong. It's normal. I come wired that way. And I'm safe. I'm relatively safe right here, and I can focus on those good facts while staying alert to the threats that may happen. I mean, we're in a human form. What is cool is that Unity Metaphysics, which I will always return to. I love Unity Metaphysics. Charles Fillmore is one of the co-founders with Unity. He called this, over 100 years ago, he called this process spiritualizing our awareness. So sometimes you read Charles Fillmore, you go kind of like, okay, what does that mean? This is what it means, rewiring our brain so we can increasingly become like Velcro for the good. See all the abundance, feel all the abundance, rather than immediately be carried away by that nagging worry or immediately give in to that anxiety that we may feel. So here comes the question, how often, how many times a day do we become fully present to one of our beneficial good experiences? I have recently been introduced to this 5-track experiment by Dr. Rick Hansen, who says that every single experience actually happens on 5 different levels. And as we're going through our day, it's almost like our experience is like a piece of music playing. Just whatever it's doing, free jazz in my life, oftentimes. And so we just have this trick that the moment we focus in on an experience and say, like, what is my experience? I have those little printed Afra. I have little ones to hand out at the end. Yes, yeah. I thought this is a good reminder. Okay, I got little cards printed for you. If you want to put one in your pocket, like, what was that again? So those 5 tracks, and I think Joe wants to just kind of be creative with me. So we have the thought track in our experience. The sensation track, body sensation track. Then there's the track of our emotions. What do I feel? What do I feel right now? A little more subtle sometimes. You got to go look for those feelings. Then there is the track of our desires. The track of our desires. Here comes ba-ma-ma-ma.
Oh yeah, I got that track, but I'll talk to my wife about that later.
So the desire track really is about our larger values that we keep. They are in their own spiritual center. Sometimes we say it's a spiritual center, or I experience it as the spiritual center, where I can tune into and say, how in alignment is this experience with what I value? And when we have beneficial experiences, boom, we know it right away. So it's not like, ooh, is this good, or is this maybe good, or is this bad? When we hone into that center of our desires, our longings, our values, we will know right away. That's where our fine-tuning can really come in and say, like, I'm not really here, or I'm a little bit off. And then our last track is posture. How are we sitting? What are we doing? Are we playing? Oh, I forgot. You need the. So a lot of you I see are smiling a little bit. You're leaning forward a little bit. You're attentive. You have, this is the posture and action track of our experience. Is this something new to you? Yeah, to me too. I've been really practicing this over the last few weeks, and I find it remarkably challenging. We think we're living. we think, I mean, I can't say about you, but I think I'm just like going through my days, being alive, and then I stop and say like, hey, what are you, where are you? How is this? And to find out that this is actually kind of really interesting, and I get to know myself. And getting to know myself, I can say I can more fully be conscious of being the hearts, or my heart, or being the mind, the heart, and the hands of God. How do I want to live comes from a place of embodied, visceral experience. So I was hoping if you would be willing to do with me a guided meditation. It's actually running through these 5 layers and see if we can just find them in that awareness. So since we're focusing on good facts, we're actually pretty good about this when the difficult things happen. Boom, we're right embodied, but when the good things happen, so the challenge now is for you to just find a good fact. It can be very small that is happening right now for you. A good fact, smell of coffee, there will be food, you are in good company, you have a cherished community, you're doing something new, first time you come and to a space like this. So can you try to find, or not try, find a good fact that you can hold in your palm right now? I ask you now to take a moment to settle in. Place your feet on the floor. Feel their surface and weight on the ground. You may keep your eyes open or you may close them. You have chosen one good fact that is happening right now. Take a moment and settle in with this good fact. Can you imagine holding this fact in your open palms, in your awareness, in your heart? It is precious. It is pleasing, praiseworthy. There is no need to do anything. Just being here, being a witness, an observer to your experience. Holding it in your awareness now. As you take a deep cleansing breath, I ask you to direct your attention towards your thoughts. Tuning in. Are they busy? Attentive? Calm? Take a deep cleansing breath, fully present now, and shift your attention towards your sensations. Are there smells? touch, sounds and taste. And take a cleansing breath now as you bring your attention and your focus to your emotions, to what is in your heart. Are your feelings elusive or out in the plain? Can you name your emotion? Let us see now, does this experience jive with your spiritual longings and with your values? Is this experience in alignment with your higher good? Yes? Is it life-giving? Take a deep breath, then direct your focus towards your body posture. Are you relaxed, upright? Can you shift your posture in a way so that you can even more fully inhabit this experience? As you savor a good fact deeply in the here and now, you may find that the lines between human and the spiritual experience blur, and that they embrace as one. This is you abiding in the beneficial, the good. This is you as God expressing as uniquely you. Can you smile a little? Maybe make a gentle bow. Accept and own the good of this experience. Can you open your eyes and yawn and appreciate all that you are? Bring your awareness back into this sanctuary. Was this hard? No? It was easy. Yeah. Just imagine living like this, living with this level of being the rubber hitting the road. This is you, fully alive, resting in the beneficial, the good. God expressing as uniquely you and loving it too. Velcro for the good. Let's keep that in mind. We want to be like Velcro for the good. So the practice of turning towards the good is not complicated. It doesn't require time. It doesn't really require any effort. A little bit. What it requires is an intention. It requires the intention to not be lived by our negativity bias. Our negativity bias has a function. It's to guarantee our survival. And we thank it for that. But we don't want to live our lives through the glasses of that negativity bias, only honing in on threats. We want to be Velcro for the good. When we do these little check-ins, that's just the first step. Next month I will talk about how we can start deliberately encoding those good experiences into our mind. So there's more, this is just kind of like a grounding experience. We will build resilience by doing this. This isn't putting our sand in our head in the sand and saying, I'm not going to see the negative, I'm only seeing the positive. We're not doing that. We are taking the positive as it presents itself every once in a while, once or twice a day, and say, like, I'm going to collect this one, I'm going to land it inside of me, and I am going to start rewiring my brain. I want to go to the last slide as an end of my service. This is Charles Fillmore as he wrote about the good. And I just want you to put your attention just for a brief moment to that beautiful picture, that boy who is in a fully embodied experience of the good. Can you see that this is fully present in an awesome moment in complete communion? This is what it means to be with and in the good. And here is Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity. He wrote this almost 100 years ago. If you will start right now with the idea of universal and eternal goodness uppermost in your mind, talk only about the good, and see with the mind's eye everything and everybody as good, then you will soon be demonstrating all kinds of good. Good thoughts will become a habit, and good will manifest itself to you, in you, for all of us. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Christina. That was beautiful. So I'm going to teach you a little something here for this song. I received a little message from the universe, from God, on Tuesday of this week, saying, "Look for a Joan Armatrading song about change." I was like, okay. So it turns out she had written something about 7 years ago, and this is your part. Everybody looking for something to make them much more happy and somewhat sweeter than. Seize the moment. Seize the moment. Call on Oya, the goddess of change. Okay, that's how it goes. Let's try it one more time. Oh. Everybody looking for something to make them much more happy and somewhat sweeter than. Seize the moment, call on Oya, the goddess of change. Got it? Anybody have any harmonies? One more time. Everybody looking for something to make them much more happy and somewhat sweeter than. Seize the moment, call on Oya, the goddess of change. Got it? Okay. This is my risk today. Oh my, I was looking for the sunshine, for the bright side, to those gloomy clouds of steely gray. Get ready. It all rests on this. Everybody, how do I see things now? In my average day, am I an average Joe? Or do I seize the moment? That was brilliant. On Oya, the goddess of change. When I say it all rests on this, that's when you will come in. Oh my. It's funny how things turn out fine. And worries always seem much worse at night. Get ready. It all rests on this. Everybody looking for something to make them much more happy and somewhat sweeter than. Seize the moment, call on Oya, the goddess of change. And oh my, seeing lovers embrace makes you want to find your own corner of happiness. It all rests on this. Everybody looking for something to make them. Oh, it all rests on this. Everybody's sucking for something to make them much more happy and somewhat sweeter than. Seize the moment, cornerness of grace. Yeah. We're not looking for perfection. Seize the moment, call on Oya, the goddess of great change. One more. Seize the moment, call on Oya, the goddess of change. Everybody look for something to make them. It won't stop.
Okay, Christina, thank you. Thank you, Joe. Now is the time where we get to hold our offerings to our hearts and fill our hearts with the love that we have for this community and for our city, the state, the country, and the world, because this tithing goes a long ways. And so we can offer by having an offering here. We can do it online. There's all kinds of ways that we can tithe to this community. And so let's go ahead and repeat together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Thank you so much. I have no idea what that was.
And now we all get to bless these offerings together. Oh, I love that. Yes. So we bless these offerings with our love, with our vision, with our grace, and all that we are for the good of all. Thank you. We have a few announcements, the first being these beautiful flowers brought to us today by Don and Luana Turner for their 45th wedding anniversary. Wow. Woohoo! And the second announcement, if I could have Afra Carabajo come up and announce her wonderful workshop that she's going to be doing.
Hello, everyone. I feel like Christina's message was a prelude to this workshop. It's wonderful and amazing how the universe works. This workshop is a culmination of what I've learned at the University of Denver, at the University of Colorado Springs, and here at Unity. I knew I wanted to help people. I wanted to help people heal. And I came to Unity first to heal myself. And so with formal education and spiritual education, I have learned, discovered, uncovered, recovered in so many ways. And after 15 years, 16 years of practice, I have brought this learning back to my community. And what this workshop is a culmination of all that learning. So there are elements of EMDR, and EMDR stands for eye movement desensitization reprocessing, and it is designed to treat trauma in its various ways. I've also learned about the power of art therapy. And so this workshop incorporates art therapy with that. And there will be education as a part of it, what trauma is, what does it look like, the many different forms that it takes, how it affects us, and how it changes our minds, how it disrupts our ability to focus on the good, how it distracts us in the name of safety, that we end up in this space of survival and it blocks our ability to thrive, which is what we were born to do. And so this restorative art workshop is about restoring our awareness, restoring our intention to who we really are and what we know innately, tapping into the wisdom that every living thing is born with. And so I hope you'll come out and join us and remember who we are so that we can expand into the good and illuminate that good. Thank you so much.
The workshop is this coming Saturday, September 7th from 11 to 1. And you can find more information out on our bulletin board and our e-blast. West Side Cares, Food Pantry and Clothes Closet. September is one of the 4 months annually that Unity Community is asked to provide food, toiletry, and clothing items for West Side Cares. While you may already contribute these items throughout the year, please consider giving extra this month. If you'd like to bring all your donations here instead of West Side Cares, a volunteer will deliver them for you. And see the donation list available to pick up in the foyer or view the list on the newsletter. The Sacred Women's Circle New Moon Oracle Gathering for the month of September is scheduled this coming Tuesday, September 3rd, from 1:30 until 3 in Fellowship Hall. Attendees will create their intentions for the next 28-day moon cycle using oracle cards, runes, and amulets. Unity study groups, we have the Fillmore Mystics. They meet on this Thursday, September 5th at 2 p.m. right here. And then the Metaphysical group also meets this Thursday, September 5th at 6 p.m. here. The group just started a discussion on Cinco Divinity. And reminder that the Unity new member orientation is scheduled on Sunday, September 15th at 12:15 here in the sanctuary. If you're interested in learning more about joining Unity, or if you need to reactivate your membership, then please attend this meeting. Sign up on the bulletin board or contact the Unity office. And see Linda Anthony for more information. There's Linda. And don't forget, always check the weekly Unity newsletter, our bulletin boards, Unity online calendar, and Unity Facebook page for updates on events. And now, our own Sylvia.
Thank you, River. And thank you, Christine, for such a wonderful, informative message on how we can spiritualize our lives. Joe, your music has been fantastic, as always. And we want to thank our ushers, Linda and Steve, our RV people, Yolanda and Mark, and our fellowship team who's preparing lunch for us. And so remember, we're all invited to lunch right after down the hall. And I'm your prayer chaplain today, and I will be praying with you after the service from our prayer room. It's the second door on your left as you go down the hall. And Charlotte is also here to pray with us. And so thankfully, we have a lot we can pray about. Will you join me in the not Charlottesville, more in our prayer for protection. I've only known it 30 years. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that light. The power of God protects us. I am that light.
The
For the presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
We're going to give Sylvie just a minute to get the back. Please rise. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God and the other. We are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it be